Now, ABC 6 News at 5, on your side.
The suspects fired somewhere between 65 and 75 rounds.
Try to relax, everyone, try to relax. I'll take a bullet before you do, Mr. Church.
We are at San Bernardino and Shedden. San Bernardino and Shedden. We can see one guy down. There's one guy that we need that Bearcat. We have one down outside the car, one down inside the car.
There were 12 pipe bombs in that house.
It is possible that this was terrorist related.
This horrific murder underscores that we are at a time of war.
Breaking right now, the investigation revealing new information about two suspects in that mass shooting in San Bernardino, California.
Investigators say the suspected shooters, Syed Farouk and Tashfeen Malik, had hundreds of rounds of ammo in their rented car.
They also had a massive arsenal of weapons in their home, along with a dozen pipe bombs. Here's Brandy Hitt in San Bernardino.
Detectives here at the crime scene have now identified all 14 victims killed in the building directly behind me, and the FBI is now stepping in. Agents are digging into the backgrounds of both gunmen as we now learn a lot more about the arsenal of weapons they were packing.
We have several down in the conference room, several down.
The terror that unfolded inside the San Bernardino business complex, leaving 14 people dead.
Shots going off like crazy.
And culminated here into a police shootout is now a massive crime scene.
The suspects, when they entered, fired somewhere between 65 and 75 rounds from their rifles at the scene.
Police say the killers, 28-year-old Syed Farouk and his companion, 27-year-old Tashfeen Malik, dressed in tactical gear and planned Wednesday's attack, first dropping off their 6-month-old baby with a relative. Farouk, a county health department inspector, then targeted his fellow colleagues during a work conference.
He was acting nervous, left the building. 20 minutes later or so, the shooting began.
Police have disarmed 3 pipe bombs left in the building, tied together and attached to a remote control car that never detonated. 12 additional pipe bombs were also found in the house at the center of the investigation. Among the victims killed, Nicholas Talasinos and Michael Raymond Wetzel.
They are very overwhelmed. There are 6 kids that have lost their father.
21 people were also injured, several now clinging to life with multiple gunshot wounds.
Kevin was one of the lucky ones to be able to still be here with us.
The FBI is now leading the investigation, trying to determine if this was an act of terrorism and if there were any accomplices.
We cannot rule anything out.
These gunmen were well armed. They had 4 weapons with them. All were registered, or all were purchased, I should say, legally. And they also had thousands of rounds of unused ammunition found both in the vehicle and the home still being searched. Reporting live in San Bernardino, California, Brandy Hitt, ABC News. Now back to you.
Thanks, Brandy. Recent mass shootings show us that they can happen anywhere in the U.S. Fighting Back reporter Steve Levine live now with what you need to do to survive if you're caught in this situation. Steve?
Well, Bob, here in Dublin, this Christmas tree will be lit in about an hour and a half. It's one of dozens of holiday events that are happening all over central Ohio this season. There is security here and no trouble is expected, but after yesterday's tragic shooting at a holiday party in California, authorities warning everyone attending a public holiday gathering they could be a target.
The sounds of the season now tragically filled with gunfire after a mass shooting at a holiday party in California.
I don't want to live in fear, and I don't think anybody should. So I'm definitely not gonna let that hold me back from spending time with family and people that I love.
People in the United States need to be vigilant, need to be on guard. It is real in the United States, and they need to prepare for it.
With more and more public places becoming targets of violence, security expert Dean Borger warns everyone needs to pay close attention to what's around them.
Who's in the area, knowing who's in the parking lot, knowing who's coming in and out of the buildings, and just being a little more aware of your surroundings.
If there was a shooting in this public park, what's the first thing someone should do?
In an area like this, the first thing you would do is try your best to get away from the sound. If you believe there's gunfire.
Franklin County Sheriff Zach Scott tells us the number1 priority is to get to a safe and secure location.
So you don't want to go under a bench, you don't want to hide behind a tree?
No, I think if you hide under a bench or behind a tree, you're going to lock yourself into a location without much actual safety or cover. and that would make you an actual easier target.
And to prevent you from becoming a gunman's target, the sheriff offers a free class that teaches you simple things you can do to stay safe during a shooting, ways that will help you fight back, even with holiday music playing in the background.
Things like this unfortunately could happen in any situation, and I don't think it should be something to stop us from going out and being in community with other people.
The sheriff says if you find yourself in the middle of gunfire, avoid it and get away as soon as possible. Deny the shooter from getting to you by barricading yourself or locking yourself into a secure place. And last resort, defend yourself by throwing anything you can at the shooter if you are in the same room with him. Coming up at 6, we will tell you exactly what you need to do if you become in the same room with that shooter, and also how you can sign up for free for the sheriff's program. We are live in Dublin. I'm Steve Levine, ABC 6 News.
All right, thank you, Steve. And we want to hear from you. We're asking on our ABC 6 Facebook and Twitter pages, does the San Bernardino mass shooting make you more likely to arm yourself? At last check, 67% said yes, 30% are saying no, and 3% say they aren't sure. Breaking news now on the east side, where a 3-year-old child shot himself in the Miller-Kelton neighborhood. ABC 6 reporter Rob Wells is at that scene now. Rob?
Bob, a lot going on out here this afternoon, and Columbus police tell us they have found the gun in what's described as a self-inflicted gunshot wound inside that home right behind me here in the 700 block of Kelton. Again, this involving a 3-year-old little boy, and right now detectives tell me they are going to the hospital to talk to the mom who could possibly face child endangering charges in this circumstance. Let's kind of set up the scene for you if we can. Police say the boy, who family identified as Demir Crowder, was shot once in the stomach. He was rushed to Nationwide Children's, listed and stable at this point. Now, police say that neighbors, they rushed to the house to try to get the kid out to the hospital, but medics ended up taking him. Now, shortly after we got out here, family members showed up. We talked to a grandmother. I talked to an aunt, even a friend of the family. They were confused about what was going on, said that they'd been worried for some reason about the family's safety for the past couple of days. When we kind of gave them an idea of what was going on, they learned more from police. They took off, very emotional, very upset, as you can imagine, as pretty much any family would be. So again, one child shot in this case, the mother being questioned. And ironically, this comes on the heels of another similar incident. Just last night, we've learned from Columbus police a 3-year-old girl was shot once as well, being described as a self-inflicted gunshot wound. She's at Mount Carmel right now. Her brother in custody. He's going to be in court tomorrow because cops say that he hid the gun that was used in that case. Of course, as we learn more out here, we will pass it along to you in what's become a very emotional scene. For now, live on the east side, Rob Wells, ABC 6 News.
Thank you, Rob. Well, now to a story you saw first on ABC 6. At this very minute, scientists are trying to determine if bones found in the woods are human. This is all happening near Innis Park behind the Stonehenge condo community. We broke this story on ABC 6 at noon today. Maria Durant is live with new information on the case. Maria?
Well, Yolanda, this is still a very active scene, although you can't see much from where I am. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. You see where that yellow police crime scene tape is? Well, beyond that tape, deep into the woods, that's where investigators are. Our camera, the only crew to capture video as OSU's forensic team gears up to make the trek into the woods. Police say a 911 caller made the discovery on Thursday late afternoon.
Basically, it's like a mound of, it's in a little gully, it's like a mound of dirt, and what I can only think looks like a human skull is kind of sticking out.
Since daylight, investigators with Columbus Police, the coroner's office, and forensic teams have been back in the woods. This is near Innis Park behind Stonehenge condos. Police say trying to unearth remains is a meticulous process.
You're talking a little bit amount of soil here and there. They have sifters that they put the soil through. So you can imagine that if something is buried down deep in the soil, it's going to take that much time just to take a little bit of that earth, run it through the sifter to make sure we don't lose any forensics.
Dorothy Minifield takes her dogs on walks in these same woods. She's never seen anything suspicious.
We hiked 2 hours out and everything was fine. And we came back the opposite way, and the only thing I found was this frog I got.
And this neighbor is hoping the remains aren't human. She's worried about a family missing a loved one.
Because it's really sad. It's unsettling. I just can't believe it.
All right, obviously Maria's audio not working now, but let's get on to a brighter note, shall we? Brighter indeed. We're celebrating the kickoff here to the holiday season at ABC6. Kurt Ludlow and Terry Sullivan live out at the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium, where the annual Wild Lights are underway. With a look at what you can expect to see out there. Hey, guys.
Hey guys, the Columbus Zoo is decked out. It is ready for the holidays. Look how spectacular it looks.
I feel like we're in a fairy tale.
The only thing we're missing is the snow, right? I mean, they are ready for the holidays for sure. It's beautiful out here, and it's great to be out here. And Susie Rapp joins us from the Columbus Zoo as always.
I'm so glad you guys are here. Isn't this spectacular?
It's so fantastic.
You guys do an amazing job.
I tell people, if you're not in the spirit, I promise you, when you walk through that front gate,
Absolutely.
you will be. It's just over 3 million Christmas lights up.
Yeah. We got a lot to get to tonight.
I know,
Big question everybody's asking about Aurora's, the polar bear baby.
Tell us about that. The little girl, she's doing great. Unfortunately, Aurora wasn't, doing a very good job of mothering her, and that's probably, she's young. She's a young mother for a polar bear, and so she is being raised
and how big is she right now?
She's tiny. I mean, here, if you look at Toddy, she's about half Toddy's size, but she's growing leaps and bounds.
That's awesome.
So, people don't realize how tiny bears are when they're born.
Yeah.
But see, that bear would be in a den right now,
right,
normally with its mom. But it's fine that, sometimes humans have to intervene, just like with this little guy.
We have like 30 seconds left, and this is Toddy?
This is Toddy, and Toddy's one of our very famous animals. Jack has taken him on Good Morning America and different shows. He's a palm civet from Southeast Asia. He's 15 years old, which makes him kind of an old guy for a palm civet. And all he's trying to do, Terry, is climb up on you because he primarily lives in trees. And so he wants to get up high. So I have to be careful around these trees with all these lights because he would get away from us.
Susie, thank you so much. You have so many other animals to show us tonight. We can't wait. So right now we're going to throw back to the studio with Bob and Yolanda. And boy, oh boy, it's beautiful out here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty comfortable. We'll look forward to, hello. We'll look forward to checking back everything again in just a moment. And thanks to the Palm Civet for being such a good sport there.
Still ahead, a Franklin County murder suspect is dead. Right after the break, how he died, and we hear exclusively from the couple who found him.
The CDC is recommending more Americans consider taking cholesterol-lowering drugs. At 5:25, the new guidelines that may impact you.
And the number of mass shooting incidents in the United States has doubled in recent years. At 5:32, what sparks this kind of violence and what can be done to prevent it?
Okay. Yes, police tell me their case into this tragedy closed when they found the body of 22-year-old Dennis Juris.
Hi, I'm Ashley's mother.
ABC 6 was the only station on the scene as police solved a late-night homicide near Reynoldsburg. They say it started out as a love triangle and ended with the shooter hanging himself.
We're going to hear exclusively from the couple who found him, but first, ABC 6's Lisa Rontal live with why police are still preserving the scene. Lisa?
Police tell me that their case into this tragedy closed when they found the body of 22-year-old Dennis Juris. They say Juris came here to his ex-girlfriend's apartment last night and shot her current boyfriend. That boyfriend ran to a neighbor's for help but collapsed at the door. And police tell me they are still here investigating to make sure that there isn't anything more or more players underneath the surface. Police say jealousy and rage made for a deadly combination near Reynoldsburg and prompted an overnight manhunt for 22-year-old Dennis Juris.
The only thing the victim said that I can understand him say, somebody please call, say, man, please call 911.
Police say Juris went to his ex-girlfriend's home on New Jersey Court and shot his ex's current boyfriend, 27-year-old Hector Flores. Flores ran and this neighbor called for help.
He fell at my door. And somebody else shot him again,
The girlfriend ran to a nearby store.
Can I get an officer up here? I had a lady just come running in saying that her boyfriend just shot some guy in their house.
But she was able to go to social media and Flores's Facebook page. She posted, "Hector is dead. I thought it was my dad. I opened the door and it was Dennis." Juris ran from the scene too and to his parents' home in Pickerington. He got online himself and wrote, "Always and forever," and "I love you." Police surrounded the Fairfield County house, but say their 22-year-old heartbroken killer slipped out.
The dogs were barking last night, and I made them come in the house. They wouldn't stop, and it was a weird bark.
And when neighbors a mile away checked their barn,
took his flashlight, went like that, and the guy was hanging right in his face.
Police discovered their manhunt for Dennis Juris was over. They say their suspect committed suicide.
He said that they told him they knew who it was, and apparently he killed his girlfriend's new boyfriend.
And nearly 24 hours later, I can tell you emotions are still running high here. That girlfriend has just returned to her apartment, but obviously she cannot get inside due to the tape. She's with her mother now, and police do tell me they are still looking for the weapon in this case. Reporting live, Lisa Rontal, ABC 6 News.
I'm with Jason Kaufman, who is an executive chef with Nourish Events. You guys do all the catering here at the zoo.
Yes.
And we're going to challenge you over the next hour, right? We're going to give you a choice of 3 mystery ingredients. You're going to have to incorporate one of those into a dish for us. Deal?
Awesome. Yeah.
All right, let's see what the options are. All right, as we open this up, what do we got? We've got an Archway iced gingerbread cookies. Okay, that's one option for you.
Second one looks like a pomegranate.
Pomegranate, okay. And the third? What is it?
Ramen noodles.
Ah, ramen noodles. All right, which one are you going to take?
Let's go with the pomegranate.
Pomegranate it is. You got 1 hour. Ready?
Ready to go?
Go!
Okay, you guys take the pomegranate. I'm going to take the snow leopards. Susie, wrap back. Oh my gosh, these are so cute. Who are they?
This is a little brother and sister. You're holding Casper, and I'm holding Winnie.
Oh, wow.
And these are 4-month-old baby snow leopards, brother and sister.
Okay.
And so they are going to get quite a bit bigger than this, Terry. We won't be able to do this much longer.
We'll be able to ride them, I guess, someday.
But the good thing about these guys, they love this weather.
I was going to ask because, it's kind of chilly out here. It's not too bad, but
yeah, in fact, we worry more about snow leopards in the summer because they don't really tolerate the heat. Snow leopards live in the Himalayas where it's very, very cold. In fact, it's one of the few cats that even has fur on the bottom of their feet.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if the guests out there can see, but this big fur, and then the cool thing is, look at this, if I can get this back foot up. These enormous back feet.
Wow.
When she's full grown, she's going to be about 100 pounds.
Yeah.
The males are going to be a little bit bigger, but they have these built-in snowshoes.
Yeah.
And then they have this powerful, thick tail that acts as a built-in scarf because it's so cold where they
Sure,
live.
yeah. Now, what would they eat typically? Are they looking around for like mice or something?
Well, they're not. They're still babies, so they still get milk.
Sure.
We're hand raising them right now, so they still get a bottle, but we have introduced them to meat. So they are getting some meat, but in the wild, 100% predators. So they'd be looking at other animals.
So right now we have 2 of these. Oh, give this guy a mic. He wants something to say. It's okay, little buddy. We're almost done. Oh, little
typical snow leopard.
Yeah.
Little attitudes. They have little attitudes.
Oh, well.
One of the rougher animals to work with long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're still cute, adorable.
Yeah.
And I'll just take this one home. No, I'm kidding.
You can have it.
Bill Kelly is standing by because you have so many gorgeous lights. We have so many questions about all the beautiful lights and how long it takes to put everything up, Bill.
Yeah, not only that, and how long they're going to be around, and it really is stunning, right? I mean, this is Terry. She's the Director of Communications with AEP. And yeah, how many lights you guys have out here?
Well, we are really proud to sponsor this once again. There are over 3 million LED energy efficient light bulbs
That's
out
incredible.
here today. I know, it is incredible, and it's so fun because there's so much for them to see. Over 3 million.
Yeah, that's something that doesn't happen during a weekend.
No, it would be nice. It's not one of those holiday things. I mean, it's since fall. I mean, the hard workers here at the Columbus Zoo have been putting this up to make what you see with this beautiful display.
And I like how the sun's going down, it just becomes more and more brilliant. How long is this event going on for folks that want to know?
Well, come on out January 3rd. It's here. Come and see it.
Awesome.
Great.
All right, well, let's talk about some numbers. It is a good winter night tonight, and we have a pretty decent crowd out as well. How's everybody doing tonight? Yeah, that's all right. So we have our weather wall set up, so let's talk about some numbers and show you what's happening here. Temperature-wise, it's cool. We're down into the 30s and low 40s. Right now we have 39 or so around Columbus. It's 39 up in Bucyrus. We have some mid and low 30s are going to be down into the southern areas. And the clouds, they've been slow to go out of our area. Wind chill, though, that's the difference. Fortunately, there's not a lot of wind out here. And everybody I see seems to be bundled up. Right? I was told somebody had shorts on earlier. I don't see that person. That's good. But as we go through the night tonight, not much of a wind chill, but there is a little bit of that out there. Currently it's at 34. So here's all the clouds. The good news is that we don't have any rain. Certainly we don't have any snow out right now, but it is cloudy. Clouds are going to be slow to break. Let me take you through your hour-by-hour forecast. We're going to clear skies out a little bit tonight as we roll through, and you can see that here. That's going to allow the temperatures to drop on down into the 20s tonight. So it will be, 27 downtown, maybe even some low 20s in the outlying spots. And then during your day tomorrow, it's a dry day as well. Clouds should not be as prevalent. They'll be around a little bit in the morning, but then by the afternoon, we'll see mostly sunny skies. All in is looking like a very nice day. Not a warm day, but it will be a warmer day. So let me show you what's happening as we go on into the evening tonight. As I already mentioned, we'll be down into the 20s, clearing skies overnight. There it is, winds are light west 5 to 10. By tomorrow, we're going to see temperatures basically in the mid 40s, mid to upper 40s, 48. And then check out this 7-day forecast. Boy, oh boy. Can I get a hand for temperatures near 50 on December? In December, yeah, good stuff. We're dry all the way through the weekend. We'll watch a little bit of some change as we get on into next week here, Tuesday and Wednesday. But until then, enjoy the weekend and come on back out to the zoo if you haven't been out here yet. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Bill. Looking great out there. The ride-sharing service Uber growing in popularity, even right here in Central Ohio. 526, what the company is doing to make it easier for you to find your ride.
And there's a new report out tonight into the increase in mass shootings in the United States. At 5:32, what's being done to stop the violence?
An entire trailer park is about to be shut down. Coming up at 6, why families now only have days to evacuate.
A health alert tonight. The CDC says more than 1 in 3 Americans have high enough cholesterol levels to get treatment. The new report advises people to check in on those levels more often, especially this time of year. High cholesterol increases the risk of heart attacks and diabetes. Now, there are over-the-counter drugs that can help, but eating healthier and exercising is the cheapest fix.
Uber is looking to make it easier for customers to find their drivers. Now, the company currently testing a new color coding technology in Seattle. The technology, called Spot, allows riders to choose a color within the Uber app, and then a light bar in their Uber car's windshield will glow with that chosen color. It's being tested out in Seattle and could expand to other cities.
Coming up new at 5:30, continuing coverage of that mass shooting in California. Right after the break, the new study into what sparks this kind of violence and what can be done to prevent it. And thousands of drivers use the 270 at 33 interchange every day in Dublin. At 5:41, when some of the construction barrels there will be coming down. Also, a security scare at the largest military base in Ohio. At 5:54, the new calls for increased security at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.